Every cake design looks better with smooth frosting, so in this tutorial I'll show you 5 hacks to get super smooth frosting on your cakes. Let's start with tools. You'll need a turntable, an offset spatula, a cake comb, and whatever frosting you're using. This is my 4-minute buttercream, and the recipe is on britishgirlbakes.com. Start by spooning frosting onto the top of the cake, and spread it to push it out over the edges of the cake. This will give you sharp angles later, from the top to the sides of the cake. Now hold your offset spatula on top of the frosting at a 45-degree angle as you spin the cake, and this will collect the excess frosting, which you can then whisk away, leaving a smooth surface on top of the cake. Now for the sides. The most important hack, I think, is to build a wall or lip around the top edge of the cake. If your frosting is already sticking out sideways, this will naturally push upwards as you spread the frosting from side to side around the cake. But if not, you'll need to push diagonally upwards to spread the frosting so that it sticks up above the top of the cake all the way around. Otherwise you'll get gaps or air pockets or indents around the top edge. The white frosting you can see already on the cake is the crumb coat, and if you're not sure how to do that and get up to this point, watch my tutorial on how to crumb coat a cake, and the link for that is in the top of the screen and in the video description. When the frosting covers the cake from top to bottom, so you can't see the crumb coat anywhere, switch to a cake comb to scrape around the cake to smooth the frosting. And the hack here is to push down on the cake board with your cake comb to line it up straight against the sides of the cake. And this will give you straight sides instead of sloping or slanting or leaning sides. After a few scrapes, fill in any gaps or indents by spreading more frosting over them, and then scrape around the cake again with a cake comb to smooth those parts, until the frosting is not perfect, but fairly level and straight and smooth. Now for the 4th hack for smooth frosting. Use a warm metal cake comb. You can dip it into a pan of hot water, or hold it under hot running water, or run a blowtorch along the edge. Rub the comb with a towel to dry it off and cool it down slightly so it's just warm, not hot. And then scrape around the cake with it. The warm metal will glide over the frosting, dragging it around the cake to fill in any tiny air bubbles in the frosting, leaving a perfectly smooth surface behind. You can do this a few times, but make sure the metal is never hot, because heat can change the color of the frosting. Now for the top edge, swipe sideways and wipe. What does that mean? Hold your offset spatula level with the top of the cake and push sideways to push that wall or lip of frosting over the edge, and then lift it away on your offset spatula. Scrape the frosting into your bowl and then wipe the spatula clean on a towel or paper towel before using it again. Otherwise, you'll drag dregs of buttercream back onto the top edge and leave little lines of texture along it. Even though the natural reaction is to push down to get rid of this buttercream that's sticking up, don't do it. Push sideways, because if you push down, you'll cause a bulge in the frosting on the sides of the cake. So push sideways and then wipe so that the blade is clean. Spin the cake a bit, and then push sideways again to level the next section, and wipe the blade all the way around the cake to flatten and level the top edge and give you sharp angles from the side to the top of the cake. So, 5 hacks for smooth frosting on cakes. Hold your offset spatula at a 45-degree angle to smooth the top of the cake. Spread upwards to make a wall or lip of frosting above the top edge of the cake. Push your cake comb down on the cake board to line it up for straight sides on your cakes. Use a warm metal cake comb to remove air bubbles and leave a super smooth surface on the sides. And push sideways and then wipe your offset spatula as you work your way around the top edge of the cake. I hope this has been useful. Ask me any questions in the comments, and if you want to dive deeper into how to make and frost and decorate cakes using buttercream, visit my cake school on britishgirlbakes.com to start your 7-day free trial of my all-you-can-cake membership, which gives you access to everything on my cake school so you can start wherever you need to and learn the skills and techniques to take your cakes to the next level. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.